Hello everyone, my name is Mythrell and welcome back. So I was going to do the whole thing, the whole beginning again, but it turns out that I'm still in the low chaos, or the whole this map without killing everyone, so I would get the stealthy approach. But since we are still low chaos, I don't think it's necessary, so we're gonna go just as is it. It won't be perfect run, but hey, it's the first run, so really shouldn't expect it to be perfect. So the game has been there has been a lot of complaints about the FPS the game runs. Even with the recent hardware, it doesn't seem to be running that well on high settings. And I actually now dropped to low settings. The game still looks pretty good, but the FPS is quite a low-ish, I would say. Still so there's definitely something. It is completely new engine, I think, so maybe that's the reason, but it does definitely run quite poorly, so that is something to consider if you have an older machine, I suppose. But yeah, let's head on.
You ready yet?
Okay, yes, I'm ready.
Let's set out for Karnaca.
Oh, right, I missed the merciful, right. Ghostly never detected. These are kinda, I would say, achievement type of things. But chaos level low is good enough for me for this one, I think so. So. I will try to do the non-lethal stealth approach, but yeah, well. That certainly didn't happen. Oh, we missed a lot of money, huh. And paintings apparently as well. But at least I got all the special actions. Right, let's go. So yeah, this game requires a lot from your GPU, so it doesn't actually even use nearly enough of my CPU. Or nearly full of my CPU.
Something's not right, but it seems familiar somehow.
Ah, we are in the dream world, I suppose. With the outsider. Huh. Alright.
I remember this endless cold.
Well, this looks different.
Where are you? You might as well show yourself.
Well, this looks even better than last time.
Corvo, old friend. Do I even have to say it? You've lost another empress. Delilah was born a pawn, but now she's got the throne. 15 years ago, the assassin Dowd could have warned you about her if you'd bothered to ask, but you were too busy for questions. Times have changed, Corvo, and you haven't been watching the dark corners of the world. Maybe living in a palace has made you soft. What happens when you push a man farther than he ever thought he could go? Does he snap? And what happens when he tries to go home? Maybe you'll finally learn what it feels like to kill an empress. Dowd could have told you about that, too.
Huh. Oh, that would be kinda interesting, but I will take it. Take the outsider's mark for now. I have to say that the voice actor for this Dishonored 2 is actually not that great for the outsider. I really loved how he sounded on the first one.
I felt this so long ago.
Or maybe it's just editing.
It was still there all along.
Okay.
Never thought I'd be here again. Feels as good as I remember.
Holy shit, that was smooth. I mean, that just brings huge smile to my face.
Now I'm going to save my daughter and win back her throne.
Cool. So far we have been actually pretty much going the same way than in the first game, which is kind of funny.
I've been here before.
I know you.
Oh.
Do you remember? It's been so long, and you've been through so much. Even as an echo of myself, it's good to know you're there.
Jessamine, if all I can hear are the last echoes of your voice, that's enough.
I never realized that.
Of my essence, with you for a while. If only I could reach across this great expanse and take you into my arms. But I have this to offer. My gift and my curse. Summon me to your hand, and I will guide you when I can.
Okie dokie. Oh, one thing I need to absolutely do. This was kind of messing me up. I'm gonna switch it so... Sorry for constantly interrupting the game, by the way, but... it should be in mouse setup, but it might be in the keyboard, I suppose. Nope. Ah. So these buttons are really not the same, I suppose. I was thinking about switching the mouse left and right, so that they would go just like in the old game, but probably that is not the case.
There are no stars in the sky here. There is no sky.
Okay, we have a room there.
You shouldn't be here. No one should.
Can I actually have the blink?
In thousands of years, few have seen this place. 2 were empresses.
Oh, really?
There's a strange power in this place.
Did I go in the wrong direction there?
I will never walk in the sun again. I know it now. The one who took my life walks the world still. But he has withdrawn.
Who is Delilah really? Jessamine's sister? Bearing the outsider's mark.
That helper of hers seems kinda interesting.
Such a short time ago, I was a girl, then a young woman, in love, then an empress. Now what am I?
This must be the assassin, the crown killer. I bet she is. That creepy guy at the back. Well, maybe. I don't actually know. Lock rune, what does that mean? I suppose it shows.
I remember the last day I saw you, out behind the tower.
There's no one quite like Delilah. I watched her pull herself up from blood and filth, until she was in a position to steal from the wisest scholars in the Empire. Survival and ambition, art and magic, with a cunning that makes fawning sycophants of those around her, all of it leading to what you saw at Dunwall Tower. Delilah's playing the long game. She took all the abuse the world could deal out, and now she has a crown. But I'll let you in on a secret. She's got her eyes set on a much greater prize.
Huh. Okay. So that's interesting. I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed that this goes exactly like the first game. I mean, so far, at least.
Maybe I got lazy. Fell asleep at my post. Somehow everything I love is at risk. Again. Last time I saw Karnaka, I was just 18, boarding a ship bound for Dunwall. It was dawn and I'd been up all night dancing 3 sheets to the wind. I was puffed up with the old Duke's favor, and I thought I was the greatest swordsman the Isles had ever known. For over 3 decades, I've lived in a palace, watching over the people I love. I've had an empress die in my arms, and raised another from birth. Who would have thought I'd come back home, the most wanted man in the Isles, following the trail of a monstrous killer? What would that 18-year-old think of me now?
The new way of storytelling is kinda cool. Letter from Cornwall. Mr. and Mrs. Mayhew, I am deeply sorry to inform you that your daughter, Captain Alexei Mayhew, was killed in action during the recent coup in Dunwall. Alexei was brave, loyal and selfless until the end, and as she always had been, since the day she fought alongside the Empress and saved her from the carriage attack. While they were just kids, Emily never had a better friend. It has been an honor to know and work with your daughter. Be assured that as soon as Emily is restored to the throne, and I swear she will be, I'll make sure Alexei's death is properly memorialized. With all my sympathy, Corva Atano, Royal Protector. So yeah, they did say that this trip would take a couple weeks, so we probably had all the time in the world to write letters and stuff like that. Travel log. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Oh man. New Year. For most people, a new year means renewed hope and promises. Me, I just hate the memories that get dredged up. Today, 3rd day of the month of Earth, would have been Jasmine's birthday. We used to take a skiff out on the river before dawn, bringing a good bottle of sparkling wine, just to take a few moments to watch the sunrise together, alone for a while before she got caught up in her duties for the day. All these years later, why I'm still thinking about it. The anniversary. The worst time of year. These weeks leading up to the anniversary of Jasmine's murder. I run through it all again. If I had just been there a moment sooner or known more about doubt. If I'd been just a bit stronger, faster, smarter, if. One moment she was there, the next in my arms, slipping away. Nothing I could do. Yes, I still grieve. The whole world still grieves. And so we mark the day she was murdered with somber speeches and trumpets. The month of harvest can't come soon enough. Dishonored. Feels like it did all those years ago. Feels like it did, yeah, right. Jasmine and me just a moment too late. Now Emily. This fits Delilah, the most powerful magic I've ever seen. She tore away the outsider's mark and made Emily into stone. I will find a way to undo it. And to undo Delilah herself along with her accomplice, Duke Abele. Somehow I'll make sure they pay for what they've done to Emily. I've dealt with that Weasel Ramsey for a start. But thanks to Delilah and the Duke, the whole Empire thinks I'm the crown killer. But for now, I'm on a boat heading away from Dunwall towards my homeland. It seems absurd to write it down. The captain is Megan Megan Foster. Probably Megan. Don't know. Says she is friends with Anton Sokolov, the old royal physician. I have no choice but to trust her. For now, we sail to Serkonos. I think it was Serkanos. At least it gives me time to think. I need a plan. A plan to save Emily and pull Delilah from the throne she stole. The Void. I'd almost forgotten the way it feels to walk in the void. The sickening sensation, like falling, like being abandoned by everything you've ever known. And the outsider, those dead eyes of his, limitless black. Of course he offered me the same gift I thought. I thought I might refuse just to let him know I won't be a part of his games. But then I remember Emily trapped by Delilah's magic. So I took it. Anything I can use against the Duke and Delilah, anything to defeat them and save my daughter. If this gift comes with a price, I just hope it's not too steep. And what will his other gift cost me? Jasmine's beloved voice, trapped in the same strange contraption that kept me company 15 years ago. I've been trying to forget it, but it is comforting to be able to talk to her again. And yet it's not entirely the person I knew anymore. We finally arrived in Karnaca. I haven't seen the city in years. Nobody's waiting for me there, neither the people nor the Duke. Okay. Blink Assault. Huh. Think I will go for the Greater Blink first. That's absolutely superior skill, I think. We can equip 5 bone charms. Bullet packs have a slight chance of containing +1 pistol bullet. Void Favor. Sometimes supernatural powers consume no mana. Huh. Okay. A lot of stuff. Cool. So I expect this game to be quite large. Because all the isles are mentioned in the maps, I kinda think we will visit every one of them. Goodbye, Karnaca. A Musican's farewell. 12th. I suppose that's day. Well, it was pure luck, but I managed to get myself passage to Morley aboard a decent ship. The Dreadful Whale, it's called. Is that a mistake? Shouldn't it be the Dreadful Whale, like the sea beast? I didn't want to risk pointing something like that out to the captain, that Foster lady. She looks like the sort to dump a disagreeable passenger overboard without a second thought. 14th. Goodbye, Karnaca. I won't miss you. Times are getting bad there. I don't know what's more unbearable. Breathing mine dust all day long or hearing the constant ramblings of Duke Luca Abele over the street speakers. Every bar I played in, some drunk asked me to sing a song, either making the Duke sound like a hero of the people, or the opposite, the worst villain in a generation. I got sick of it pretty fast. It will take a few weeks to get to Morley. Give or take some days. Depending on the currents and winds. Right. My sentence structure is all over the place. I'm sorry. My English is not that great. But I appreciate the company of Captain Foster and the other passenger. A Tivian scholar, I think. I think I try to help out around the boat as much as I can. Cooking, cleaning and repairing stuff. Playing the guitar for them at night. I hope they don't throw me to the sharks when they find out I'm dirt broke. I won't be able to pay my fare when we reach Morley. 19. Morleyan food seems to suit Captain Foster. She likes the way I use lots of sugar and toss a shot of whiskey into all my recipes. Even if she grossed at the end of the week for how many of the supplies I'd gone through. 24th. Spent the night on the deck with Megan and Anton, though he slept in a chair nearby, wrapped in a goat hair blanket that looks like it hasn't been washed since it was on the goat's back. Right. I played the guitar while Megan and I drank rum and whiskey, singing sad old Sargonian ballads and giving silly names to the stars. She even hummed along with me when she got drunk enough, but mostly preferred just to listen. Said I have the same voice as someone she knew once, a long while back. Off and on I hear her playing the same old audiograph in her cabin, making me wonder if that's who she was talking about. Maybe I'm feeling jealous. 28. What a fool am I. What a fool I am. Trying to kiss Megan down in the engine room. She didn't even yell, just smiled a sad smile, like you would at a child who still believes in night spirits. Tomorrow we'll reach Morley, and I'll disappear as quietly as I can. I decided to leave her my Sargonian guitar as a souvenir, and the only payment I can afford. I hope she'll forgive me, that she'll find whoever she's looking for. Well, that's a lot of reading done. I don't know if I should limit the amount of reading I do, but... Oh, limited resources. It's not what you're used to, living in a palace. But this is all of the coin I could scrape up. Anton and I operated on a tight budget, and guess what? Now you do too. If it's not beneath you, pick up whatever valuables you find along your way. We'll need ammo and resources to take down the peoples behind the coup. Hidden all over the city, there are underground black market shops. Look for a symbol depicting two hands. Depicting is way not how it's pronounced, but maybe, I don't know. Which means there's a shop nearby. Follow the signs, they'll guide you. Buying from the black market is against the law, but it could make the difference against the Duke's military. Sokolov was working on this crossbow as a gift for you. If you need it modified, those shops can help with that as well. Megan. It's kinda funny, I kinda think that some of this stuff will change if I play with as Emily. But probably not as much as I would think. I would love if the game would be completely different as different characters, but that probably would cost way too much to make. Maintenance list. Repair the things that got boosted up in Anton's room when he was taken. It's been weeks now. No, scratch that. Not until I bring him back home. As a show of faith that he will be coming back. Unblocking the storage door. Looks like something fell on the other side, and I really need to sell the stuff locked up in there to make some coin. Pay the port tax and then look the other way. Fees to those Grand Guard bastards before they wonder who my passenger is this time. I'll do it when I get the money. So Sokolov was here. Okay. Hatch. So, what do you have here, Megan? I hope she doesn't mind that we are kinda stealing from her. A reflection on my journey to the Pandyssian continent. By Anton Sokolov, Chapter 15. At dawn, I set out with the group that foraged east and included 2 other natural philosophers and 4 crewmen. We used blades to clear the vegetation that grew thickly here, and slowly made our way away from the shore up to a steep incline. Our purpose was to gather samples of the native plants for our research journals. I found myself pressing leaves and stems between pages and taking copious notes on several species of flora I surmised no human had ever set eyes on previously. When suddenly young Mr. Gravett from the academy began hopping about and screaming wildly. Chance had bade him pick an unfortunate place to step. Aggressive ant-like creatures swarmed him from below. So many in number were his tiny attackers that we quickly lost sight of him under their onslaught. We finally managed to pull Gravett from the insects, acquiring several painful welts where we had come to his aid. Mr. Gravett, however, was beaten or stung, as I would eventually discover. So many times he was barely recognizable. Swollen under deformity over every inch of his person, moaning like a sick bull, he expired before we could carry him back to the beach. Luckily, some of the creatures still clung to him, providing me with precious samples. Yeah, always the scientist, Chocolate. Isn't there bolts? Come on. Can I take that plank? I mean, I would love to be able to unblock the door for her, but I suppose not. I mean, considering that this game is running at low settings right now, this is absolutely beautiful. I gotta say. And we're making it just above 60 FPS most of the time, so... Or around 60, I suppose. So it's not... that bad, I suppose. Flammable, right. So I can probably put those on fire if I so desire. Oh. Too dead on our first day on the continent, but the new world was not sated and would have one more. None other than the captain himself. His group had found a cluster of small rodents, much like rabbits or prairie moles. The lure of fresh meat proved too much a temptation for our good captain, who had dined on a scant fish and the same rations as the crew all those three months. He was able to grab one of the creatures with his bare hands, but the docile beasts were not so tame after all. Having allowed the captain to pick it up, the creature became enraged and delivered several stings from a gland hidden in its tail. The captain complained of heat and itching where the stings had penetrated, but insisted they press on. He died of asphyxiation within a quarter hour. Nice. Nice rodents. It was suddenly obvious to me that at this rate of attrition we would not only fail to sufficiently research the continent, but we might soon lack enough crew to make the return voyage. Something had to be done to save the venture, and so I immediately declared myself captain. On my orders, the remaining crew kept to the relative safety of the beach for the duration of the week. Though I sent 2 young academy students armed with nets and cages to fetch a live sample of the prairie mole that had so swiftly killed the captain. As first and foremost, ours was a research expedition. Yeah. That sounds pretty bad, actually. I wonder if we will visit that place. Huh, windmills. Really?
The jewel of the South. My homeland.
I think I was supposed to go down, but let's check above first.
Dunwall seems so far away. I'll come back soon, Emily. I promise.
So right now we are down in the Serkonos, but... Well, I don't know if we ever will visit Tuvia or Morla. I suppose we will see. Okay. Let's go below. Find the captain. See what she has to say, I suppose. This is our cabin.
Must be cursed. Daft old man. This is some shit. Back to that city. What would we have done in the old days? All sharp metal and shadows, we'd say.
Crown Killer strikes again. Oh, this is the same magazine all over.
The Duke's probably not back from Dunwall yet. If we're lucky, you're up.
Oh. Let's talk to her, actually.
All right, you've explained part of it. But what were you and Sokolov doing here?
The old man loved Karnaca, but he'd caught wind of a conspiracy tied to the Crown Killer. He wanted to warn you.
There were reports about tensions rising. Corruption, street violence. It's the sort of thing that happens, and usually the local authorities resolve it.
The new Duke has let things slide. But Sokolov concluded he might be the head of the conspiracy. He came in looking shocked, and if you've heard his after-dinner stories, you know that's unusual. We were going to set out for Dunwall, but something happened.
The Crown Killer.
Yes, the hatch ripped open and Sokolov screamed. All I caught was a glimpse of someone carrying him across the deck. I followed as long as I could, toward Addermeyer Institute. It's run by the alchemist Hypatia. Maybe the Duke is using a patient of hers, the Crown Killer.
Addermeyer was a solarium years ago. I'll get inside and eliminate the Crown Killer. Maybe the alchemist will cooperate, maybe she won't. Either way, I'll try to figure out what happened to Sokolov, too.
I would say good luck, but I don't think you want my luck. When you get done at the Institute, disable the watchtower. Once it's down, I'll bring the boat around. We'll take the skiff to the shore when you're ready.
Oh.
Mortimer Ramsey, the entitled son of entitled parents. The Duke's coup relied on a weasel like you. Before I leave Serkonos, Duke Luca Abel and I are going to meet face to face, and he'll pay for all this.
Okay, so it's Abel, not Abele. I thought that sounded a little bit African, maybe.
Delilah's powerful. How is it possible I haven't crossed her path in all these years? Addermeyer Institute's been there for a long time, but Hypatia wasn't around when I lived in Karnaca.
Okay, so it's the same.
As assassins go, the Crown Killer was messy, vulgar. The Duke wanted people afraid.
Remember, even the stranger in the book could be our suspect. Yeah. Was Sokolov abducted and not killed?
Sokolov always seemed ageless. Not now.
Huh. Is the crown killer hiding in Adamar?
With that watchtower, the only way to get to Addermeyer is through the carriage station.
Okay. So I suppose we will be heading off into that direction. Wow.
Sokolov's style. It's Delilah.
Right, Sokolov was drawing that painting in the first game. In the beginning, if I remember it correctly. Same grindstone is still here. Blood of the Abel House. Chapter 4 Introduction. This chapter will focus on Edithia Abel, Steward of Culero. With sword in hand, she swept the marshes of raiders, sacrificing her life for Serganos. We will provide newly uncovered insights into the exploits of Rabinus Abel, who built the ornate wooden bridges of Sagunto. Follow along as we map out the expansion occurring under the Abels, through which trade routes to the Outer Isles were established, bringing riches to the nation-state. Even as waves of settlers continued to join Serganos from Morlia, the Abels balanced growth against Serganon culture. In later chapters we will detail the times of Theodanis Abel, true son of Serganos, brave and benevolent, maybe? I don't know. He united the East and West as no other before him. Even the rowdy people of Bastilians swore loyalty to him. One Isle, one Serganos united under House Abele. Lastly, we will settle on Luca Abele, who rules today, partaking in feasts and merriments of all kinds, bringing joy to our fair isle. Sure. I believe I saw one more book here. God, my voice is getting already done. I don't want to eat all her food. The Cinder Gift, a study by Emora Clipswitch. On the effect of the winds on Karnakan landmass and resulting economic positions. Whale oil, liquid power. How astonishing that within those beasts inside the oil harvested along with their flesh was enough power to see the Isles through these tumultuous years. Another word I have no clue what it means. And it all seemed limitless, but now the lights begin to dim. Our fisher folk say the great beasts are increasingly rare. Not all places will suffer this loss equally, fellow natural philosophers. It was the same sentence. Karnaka has an unique feature, the cleft in Cindereau Peak, through which the winds are channeled and amplified. As whale oil begins to run short, with the cost of finding the remaining leviathans escalating beyond the worth of the oil itself, Karnaka will find itself ascendant among the isles. So that's basically the wind power, I suppose. It's a one big boat. Trying to fix the secondary engine. Anton, your idea of improving the head gasket sealing with a guano coating is the worst you ever had. I'll make you sleep in the engine room if you don't fix your mess by tomorrow. Megan, if all inventors were as delicate and short-tempered as you are, you and I would still be paddling around in carved-out logs. Megan, I made some mulberry cake. It's my own recipe. Improved by Tuvian spices. I left it in the gallery. Anton, where are you, old fool? I hope nobody hurt you. I'll find you, I swear. I miss you. Huh. So we have a proper engine here. It seems like a... What? V6? That's pretty cool. Probably running on whale oil or something. Oh, this is just a toilet. Okay. Oh, that was the blocked place. I suppose we have done everything we can in this ship. This was kinda intermission episode. I think I will cut the video here and see you on the next one. So see you guys there.